on YouTube and anywhere else that you happen to be watching it right now. We're going to be on lesson 153 today. Lesson 153 in the workbook. Do you know that it's in your defenselessness, which is the same as saying it's in your giving up the plans of your ego, your fear, your anger, your upset, that your defense, that your safety lies. So it's in my defenselessness, my safety lies in my defenselessness. My safety lies in my not coming up with my personal plan, which usually has something to do with changing everything and everybody around me in order to be happy. That's where my safety lies. That's where your safety lies. Did I say that's where your safety lies? Did I say that's where your safety lies? Yeah. Okay. You who feel threatened by this changing world, I know you may feel threatened by this changing world. Do you feel threatened by this changing world? Its twist of fortune, its bitter jest, its brief relationships, and all the gifts this world merely lends to take away. Well, what you need to do is to attend this lesson well. The world provides no safety. The world is rooted in attack. And all the gifts of seeming safety that we focus in on, the Course says are just illusory deceptions, false ideas of safety. The world of the ego, the world of fear, it attacks. And then it attacks, and it gets angry, and it attacks. No peace of mind is possible in a world where you think you can be hurt or you think you can be attacked. So it looks like the people in here have already remembered God. And you didn't even need coffee to do it because you showed up. So I'd like for you to breathe with me right now. And hey, everybody online, thank you for tuning in. Let me make sure I got you up here too so I can see the comments that you make also. Let's see here. Where are you? So right now, I'm going to ask you to inhale peace and exhale defensiveness. I want to ask you to inhale trust and exhale trying to be in control of everything. Inhale love and exhale the need to prove anything to anyone. Let go of that need to prove anything or to get validation from anything. Now, either externally or internally, repeat this after me. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. So I want you to feel that that's not a sentence. That's a lifestyle. You know, your ego that fearful mind, that upset mind. It's like that friend who says, I'm not going to start anything with anybody today. I'm not going to start anything with anybody today. And then 5 minutes later, you see them arguing with someone in the comment section on Facebook. That's defensiveness. It loves to fight. Because people who are defensive, their ego loves to fight to prove to itself it's alive. But the Holy Spirit, your loving right mind, your sane self, just smiles and says, sweetheart, you can put the sword down. No one is attacking you. You can put the sword down. There's nobody attacking you. Sometimes people defend their peace so much that they lose it. Some people try to protect their peace so much that they lose their peace. So defensiveness is the mind's way of saying, I don't trust love to take care of me. But see, love doesn't need a bodyguard. Love doesn't need a bodyguard because love is the guard. And in paragraph 2 in the workbook, it says, the world gives rise but to defensiveness. The world tries to make us think we're threatened all the time about one thing or another. And feeling threatened leads to anger. People get mad when they feel like they're threatened in some way. And so when you're angry, it makes total sense to the mind to attack. That seems totally reasonable. I feel threatened, I feel angry, so now I'm going to attack. So feeling threatened, which makes you feel angry, which can sometimes make attacks seem reasonable. Sometimes if you're angry and you feel threatened, you feel like your desire to attack is honestly provoked. And when you feel threatened and you're angry, you also feel like it's righteous to attack in the name of self-defense. I wouldn't be wanting to attack you if you weren't attacking me. So defensiveness, do you know defensiveness is a double threat? So when you're feeling defensive, it's actually witnessing to the fact that in that moment you feel weak. When you're defensive, then it sets up a system of defense that can't work. So what would be the system of defense that can't work? Attack. It sets up a system that says, you are making me mad, you're threatening me, you're attacking me, so I'm going to feel completely righteous in attacking back. So when you defend, now remember with the Course in Miracles, I like to say this every week, you don't have to believe it, you don't have to accept it, you don't have to welcome it. Some of it you might resist, some of it you might find hard to believe, some of it might startle you. We're not being asked to analyze it, but if we use the ideas, it will give the ideas meaning and will show us that the ideas are true. So remember, it's not about you agreeing with everything I say. I want that to get that clear. I'm not trying, the Course in Miracles is just stating facts. That's what I like about it. It's just saying, that's the sun. You may not like it being the sun. You might not agree that it's the sun. You might want to call it the moon, but it's the sun, right? So that's what the Course is saying. I just want to tell you what the facts are, ma'am. You may not see it, but the truth is that when you feel defensive, it just means you feel threatened. And if you feel threatened, it can make you angry. If you feel angry, it can make attack seem like that's a real reasonable thing to do, that you've been honestly provoked by somebody, and that attacking would be the right thing to do in the name of self-defense. And so it really attests to weakness, and it sets up a defensive system that can't work. And then the mind goes, well, what is a defensive system that can't work? In most cases, what it generates is a defensive system that says more attack. You attack me, that's what we call war. You attack me, I'm attack you, then you attack me, and whoever can attack the best is the one that's going to win. So that sets up an attest to weakness, sets up a system of defense that can't work. And so you're already feeling weak because you feel like you need to defend yourself. And so it looks like there's some treachery out here in the world I have to be aware of, some things out there that I need to be aware of that can be treacherous. And guess what else? I got some things about me inside of me that's kind of treacherous that needs to be healed. So not only is there treachery I have to watch out that might come to me from the outer, I got my own self-sabotaging attitudes and stuff that I need to deal with. So then the Course says the mind is now confused. The mind is now confused. So what does it mean when your mind is confused? From a Course perspective, it says you don't know where to turn. You don't know where to find escape from the things that you are imagining. That's what it means when it says your mind is confused. I don't know where to turn to escape from these things that I'm afraid is going to happen to me. I don't know where to turn to deal with this financial situation that I think I have to deal with. I don't know where I'm going to turn to deal with this relationship or this career issue or this health issue or this spiritual issue. I'm confused. Why? Because I think there's something out there that I need to be on the lookout for, and I think it's some things going on the inside of me that I need to look for, get in touch with what I think that might be. So the truth is, defensiveness is the mind's way of saying, I don't trust God to take care of me. I don't trust the higher power to take care of me. I don't trust love to take care of me. That's why I said love doesn't need a bodyguard. Love is the guard. So when you say, in my defenselessness, my safety lies, you're really saying, I don't need to be right to be safe. Some of the stuff that I'm saying, get in the habit of bringing a little notebook with you so that you can jot down some of the things that I'm going to be saying, because I take the time to really research before I come in. And so there are certain statements that if you remember the statement, it will give you the correct perception that I'm trying to explain that you might not hear. Okay? So if you don't hear what I'm saying, but you walk away today and you say to yourself, I don't need to be right to be safe. You don't know how many people in counseling that I wanted to help, but it was difficult to help them because they wanted to be right more about the way they were seeing the situation they were in than they wanted to get the answer that would make them safe and give them the happiness that they're looking for. Many people want to be right more than they want to be happy. Like 90% of everybody that doesn't know the truth. So the Course is saying to us that you should say to yourself, even if you don't say it out loud, say to yourself, I cannot be hurt because I am love. I cannot be hurt because I am love. I cannot be hurt because I am love. You cannot be hurt because you are 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 love. That's a correct perception. So I'm telling you the truth about yourself, even though you might not believe it yet. Because the first stage to accepting the truth is the chorus says you just have to hear it. And in the beginning, you don't believe it, you just hear it. And then it says you need to say it, and you repeat it over and over and over again until you begin to believe it's partially true with some reservations. Then you keep saying to yourself, I cannot be hurt because I am loved. I cannot be hurt because I am loved. You keep saying it, kind of beginning to believe it because you've said it so much. Then you begin to seriously consider, maybe I am loved. Maybe I am loved. Maybe I'm not a doormat. Maybe I can walk with spirit. Maybe I can walk with truth. So just remember, you have to repeat it until you begin to accept it as true. So it's not about you believing that you think you are totally safe in love at first. The first step is to say it. Think it, say it, say it, say it, say it, say it. And I'm not telling you to be a doormat. Jesus of the Course in Miracles, it didn't say let people walk on you. What the higher power said was walk with me. Don't let people walk on you. I want to walk with you, not on you. That's a big difference. So if you are practicing defenselessness, you really aren't doing anything. It's really you're doing everything, but you are attempting to do everything with peace. You're attempting to do everything with total fulfillment. That's your attempt. Your attempt is to do everything from peace. It's that moment when someone throws shade on you and throws shade on your smile. Just know the shade can't touch the sun. The umbrella can't touch the sun. As a matter of fact, use everybody's lack of love or their fear to remind you of the truth. In other words, use the ego to remind you of God. Use your fear to remind you of love. And when you feel hurt, use that as an opportunity to tell yourself, who I really am cannot be hurt, because who I really am is love. Who I think I am gets his feelings hurt all the time. Who I really am never gets his feelings hurt, because who I really am is love. So think this in your mind. Shade can't touch the sun. 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 And you are the sun. You're not the umbrella. You are the sun. You're not the umbrella. So when you defend, you're saying, I trust fear more than the truth. When the person is feeling defensive, they're saying, I trust the umbrella more than the sun. So why am I focusing on all of this? I'll tell you why. Because until you tell yourself something different, until you start repeating something different, until you start hearing something different, a person can feel unhappy about their lives. But unless they start to tell themselves something different, they don't get to the point that they believe something different. And when they believe something different, then they what? They see something different. That's when you start to manifest it. It's so simple, I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. People keep acting like sometimes like they're dealing with problems that are unsolvable and insurmountable. I promise you, if you're feeling that way about some area in your life, I will like to remind you that you are believing that you got to handle it by yourself. that you're leaving your higher power out of the equation. That's what's happening whenever you're wearied. Doesn't mean you're bad. You're not bad at all. It just means you've forgotten that you are not alone and that you have help. So that's why we come together, so that we can remind ourselves that we're not alone and that we do have help. So when you defend, you're saying, I trust fear more than the truth. But when you go, I'm not going to feel like I have to constantly defend all day and validate myself all day, you're saying, I trust spirit. I trust the loving right mind. I trust my right-mindedness to handle this. Being defenseless means I'm going to trust my higher power to handle this. That's real safety, because peace never needs protection, because a person who is completely peaceful is only radiating the vibration of peace. And if they're only radiating the vibration of peace, that's what they're going to manifest. That's what they're going to attract. That's what they're going to draw to themselves. Well, I think I only want peace for everybody, but somebody cussed me out last week. Well, the truth is, you still have some areas of your mind that you still have grievances in, that you have not forgiven yet, that you may not be aware of. So in your mind, you might think you don't have any grievances against anybody, but your physical reality is reflecting back to you that you do have some grievances that need to be forgiven and it needs to be released. That's what's so beautiful about our physical experience, is that looked at correctly, it helps to heal us, because it gets us out of denial about what's going on in our own minds that we may not be aware of. That's what a relationship does. It also does the same thing. You may think you have a ton of confidence, and then you have a relationship and something challenges happen in that relationship, and then you start doubting yourself or doubting your worth or doubting your value. Well, if you didn't already have those doubts, you couldn't be affected that way, that you'd be feeling those doubts. So the person, again, lets you know you have some aspects of yourself that need to be healed, that you may have been in denial about until you actually got in that relationship and saw that when it ended, you criticized and condemned yourself in some way, which means that you didn't have all the 100% confidence in yourself that you thought you had. One day, when someone no longer chooses to be in a relationship with you in the form that you've been in, you will say to them, and they will say to you, guess what? We've learned as much as we can from each other at this time, so we might need to separate. One day, our relationship is really going to heal. Why? Because all of us are headed to love and healing. So one day, all of us will be sane, whether in this life or another. So we've tried, we've given it a great try. We put all the energy that we thought we could put in it, that we needed to. There seems to be irreconcilable differences at this point, which means what? We have learned as much as we can from this situation or this person at this time. No harm, no foul. There's no need for me to condemn you. There's no need for me to focus on everything about you that's wrong with you, so that I can feel justified for separating. Because people tend to feel weird just choosing out of a relationship and there's no type of argument, separation, or things like that. But sometimes you can merely just have gone as far as you can with a particular person in a relationship. So if you look at it correctly, then it would not be as painful. When you look at it as a reflection on you or how it was a threat to you, then the relationship becomes something that weakens you, and you'll be tempted to walk away from the relationship, wondering if you could ever have one that would be happy. So what's keeping me from thinking that? See, I don't believe that necessarily we don't think in terms of when you're feeling healthy, you go to a doctor. Usually there has to be something going on. That's why I like for people to look at my classes. I'm here for us to hear what the truth of the Course is telling us about how we can see things differently that we do feel some type of fear or upset or anger or grievance about. That's the goal, is to get rid of the blocks. So that's why you hear me bring these type things up. Because if you were in a relationship right now with anybody that it looks like it's not going the way you wanted to, and you're feeling sad and you're feeling like there's something wrong with you, then you know that we just heard that's not the truth. The truth is you all learned as much as you could from each other right now, and you've appeared to separate. But that means that you're loving each other enough not to let it degrade into you all having to criticize and judge each other and act like it was the other person's fault. Any questions about what I just said? So why do we defend? A fearful person loves defense because a fearful person thinks that there's something that's happening that's a threat to them. So it thinks every disagreement is a courtroom, and then it's up to you to be the judge, and it's up to you to be the lawyer, right? Everything that I'm going through that's a challenge right now, and there's a disagreement, then I've got to be the lawyer that navigates this, and I've also got to be the judge about it. So that means if you ever catch yourself rehearsing an argument in your head, have you ever done that? Before you actually get with the person, you go through the whole thing in your head. Well, that's the ego on the microphone saying, I must win to be safe. I need to win to be safe, so I'm rehearsing everything in my mind so I can be ready to be right. You follow me? That's why I'm rehearsing. I'm rehearsing because I want to win in order to be safe. I have friends that are lawyers, and they have situations sometimes that they literally set up a fake courtroom and they go through everything that the person might be asked on stand. Why? Because they want to do what? Win, right? So when you find yourself doing that, just let your right mind, which the Course calls the Holy Spirit, let your right mind tell you, I am safe now. I have nothing to prove. I am safe now. I have nothing to prove. When would you do that? You would do that whenever you catch yourself rehearsing an argument in your head because you're trying to be right before the situation even happens. So the Course is telling us to tell yourself you're safe now. Why? Because your point of power is right now. All of our power is in right now. Our power is in right now. So if I say I am safe now, I'm telling the truth about now, and that increases the possibility that I will what? Be safe now. So I am safe now. I have nothing to prove. If I believe that my thoughts make my perception of reality, which I do, then I don't care if anybody else validates that and says back to me, Earl, I agree with you that people create their own perception and create that. It'd be nice. It's nice to have people who share your point of view, but if it's true for you and it's really true for you, then you're going to act from that whether or not anybody else does it anyway. So I would rather tell myself, if it looked like a relationship is a challenge, I would rather tell myself that I'm safe right now. I don't have to be right in this situation right now. All we have to do is decide what we want to come out of this situation right now. And if that person that I'm having a challenge with doesn't want to set a goal with me to get past that block, then I am well within my rights to do whatever it is I think I need to do that's nonviolent to give myself peace. It doesn't mean I'm going to keep trying to get you to change your mind. If I see you don't have any desire to change your mind, then I am going to then let you be and then decide what letting me be means. Whether letting me be means leaving that relationship or changing that relationship in the way I relate to it in some way. Because if that person doesn't want to set the goal of us having peace with each other and love with each other, then I have to ask myself, what's the true value of the relationship? So I'm safe right now. I have nothing to prove. But when you feel defensive, you're saying, danger is real. This situation or this relationship is a real danger. every act of defenselessness is saying only love is real. Only love is real. Now, let me get practical. I'm with a person, friendship partner, we're having a misperception, and I tell myself, only love is real. In this relationship, the only thing that's real is the love. Okay, but we're experiencing something other than love right now. Okay, so that means you are experiencing something other than your goal. And your goal is for you all to have love and peace with each other. So what do? I'll tell you what you do. You focus on everything that will help you meet the goal of being peaceful and loving with each other, which means stop judging, stop criticizing, stop attacking, stop needing to be right. So you put your focus on everything that helps you meet the goal, and you take all of your energy out of everything that helps you not meet the goal. So that means I'm not going to put my focus on what I'm so angry about. I'm not going to put all my focus on judging you. I'm not going to put my focus on trying to make you feel guilty, because that's opposite to my goal of us having peace with each other. So if you don't have a goal, you can't evaluate whether you're moving in the right direction or not. If I set the goal to be your friend and to be loving to you, and I'm getting ready to judge and condemn you, then I know I'm wrong-minded relative to my goal. But if I didn't have a goal with you, I couldn't tell whether I was following the best direction or not. So getting into any kind of relationship, whether it's a business partnership or a friend or a special love relationship, there are no more true questions than, what are we in this for? What do we want to come out of this? What is our purpose? That's the way you navigate relationships that are meant to be together. So the Course is telling us, I'm safe in this relationship. I love you. We're experiencing something other than love. So that means one or both of us are having an incorrect perception or seeing something incorrectly right now, because we said we wanted to have peace and joy with each other, which means somebody's not seeing something correctly. So let's put our heads together and see if we can let go of the grievance and focus on what would make us join on our original goal, which was for us to be good friends, or for us to have an incredible partnership with each other. Relationships are not difficult. It's just somebody wants to be right more than they want to be happy. That's what's happening. Somebody wants to be right more than they want to be happy, because there are plenty of rules for loving relationships. So we get together on Sunday. I keep doing this because every time I hear it, I believe it more. Every time you hear it, you believe it more. So remind yourself that when you drop the need to defend, you're going to also drop the need to attack. If there's no need for me to defend myself, there's no need for me to attack you. So if someone doesn't agree with me and I'm not going to defend myself, what am I going to do? I'm going to let them say or think whatever it is they feel like they need to say or think, and I'm not going to defend myself because it's not true. I'm not going to defend. And then people sometimes talk about physical violence. So they go, well, if somebody's physically attacking me, well, that's just an excuse not to practice this in situations that are much less extreme. So if I give you an extreme situation, it's just that there's a part of me that's afraid to do this. There's a part of me that's afraid to not be defensive. There's a part of me that doesn't want to feel like it's okay if that didn't work out and we learned as much as we could at that time. When a person doesn't want to do something because they feel threatened, they usually pick the most extreme situation, because that would be an easy way to keep you not to do it, right? So how many times have you been physically attacked in your life? I bet it's less than 10 times. So really the odds of you being physically attacked are not very high. But there are a lot of situations that you could choose not to defend yourself in order to keep your peace, right? You don't like the way I dress, I don't have to defend that. I don't even need to get upset with you about it. Okay, you don't like the way, okay, wonderful, that's your perception. I know that I'm strong, and because I'm strong, I don't need your validation in order for me to feel good about myself. That's what being strong means. There's a line in the Course in Miracles that says, true power does not oppose. If you are truly powerful, there's no need for you to walk around feeling defensive all the time because you know you can't be hurt. Yes, but, and all the yes buts are what? Defending the idea of attack and defense. That's all. That's all. That's all the yes but is. I'm trying to come up with a justification for attack. And the Course in Miracles would say, what you need to do is see that as a call for peace. That your temptation to attack, your desire and your anger and your hurt is your call for peace in this situation. You're really calling for peace. Everybody that's attacking, everybody that's angry is someone that's really saying, I want peace. I need peace. I need peace. I want peace with you, but it takes the form of anger. I want peace with you, but it takes the form of guilt. I want peace with you. It takes the form of attack. But what's the content behind the form is always somebody wants love. Even if they separate, they still think they're separating because they're going to give themselves an opportunity to have some type of joining or some type of love. Everyone wants to be loved, which is the same as saying everyone wants to be happy. Love and happiness are the same thing. Love and happiness are the same thing. Love and happiness are not two different things. God and happiness is not two different things. They're the same thing. So, Spirit is saying to yourself, when I had a person turn into a parking space that I thought I was going to get. My first instinct was to feel threatened by that, which made me then feel angry, which then made me want to attack them for doing that, right? But the Course has taught me so many times, when you're feeling the temptation to attack, that means you're not seeing the situation correctly. So take a breath, give yourself a pause, and you'll probably have that little split second that you pause will be enough time sometimes to get you to not do something you're going to regret later. So take a breath and remind yourself that the world says you need to fight for your rights, but your spirit says, okay, rest in your right mind. So what would be resting in your right mind? It would be me reminding myself that in my defenselessness is where my safety lies. So I don't need to try to get into a fight with this person because of a parking space. What I need to do is there's 2 more parking spaces, 6 vehicles down. Let me go pull up in that parking space so that I can have complete safety because I'm not attacking somebody out of defense. And if someone was to physically attack you for any reason, you know what you're going to do? You're going to do what you believe you need to do in that minute. You're not going to go, okay, what did the course book say? Unless you got that pause moment ahead of time. But if you're really in a truly challenging situation, you're going to do whatever your programming and your instincts are in that moment. And for some people, it'll be like, I remember a guy got upset because he thought I had gave him a finger, something, a bunch of young guys. And so I pulled up at the traffic light, and it was looked like a gang. And so then they pulled up, and this guy got out of the car, and he walked toward me, and I could tell that he was getting ready to attack. And so as soon as he got up to the car, I said, "God bless you." And he stopped in his tracks. He literally stopped in his tracks. And then he turned around and he walked away, and he walked back to his car. See, we don't realize that peace is stronger than war. Hate is stronger than love. But since people don't try it or they believe it doesn't work, then they don't ask for peace in threatening situations. They'll be wondering, why don't I have a gun right now since this guy's walking up to me? They don't realize that once you truly get on your spiritual path and you're trying to let go of your anger, guilt, grievances, and attack, then you go into an extra level of protection from spirit. Why? Because you really want to do better. You really want to wake up. You really want to let go of your grievances. So you're not doing this by yourself. You have invisible protection because you want to go toward love. That's not the same as being a nice person who you think I'm in danger and something can happen to me all the time. That's not the same as a person waking up in the morning saying, I want to be the light of the world. I want to be a consciously evolving soul. I want to bring more spirit into this experience. That's a different kind of mind than one that's getting up and saying, I only want the latest car, which is cool. But that's not the same as saying I want to be a light on the planet and I want to be a means for more love to come on the planet. And so everything that's happening right now is to drive us in toward our oneness. That's why it seems like it's more insane than ever before in a lot of ways. So that people will go, as the Course in Miracles says, people will say, there must be a better way. He says, when you can say, there must be a better way, and you mean it, now you're open to another direction so spirit can give you the answers you need in the situation that you're in right now. My classes are made for repetition. I'm saying the things that I'm saying so that hopefully you will listen to it more than one time. That's why I use the affirmations and all this stuff, so that you can get in the habit of letting yourself hear the things that the Course is saying through me over and over again, because when you accept that it's true, then you perceive it and then you experience it. So every attack is a request for love. And when someone yells, you don't care about me, they're really saying, remind me that I matter. Remind me that I matter. That's what you don't care about me. Remind me that I matter. Remind me that you care about me, instead of feeling defensive because I got angry and upset and I said, you don't care about me. What do you mean I don't care about you? Let me take a breath. What that person just said to me was, remind me I matter. Where do I go? Hey, you really matter to me. I really want to support you in getting past this anger or this fear that you're going through right now, because you do matter to me. You are important to me. That's how you change the energy. You do just the opposite by seeing what the person is really doing, and they're really asking for your reminder to them that they're valuable to you, and then they tell you, well, you're wrong. You are wrong for even telling me that I'm important. What you hear when you wake up, what you're hearing is, I'm scared. I'm scared. I feel like you don't love me. I'm scared. I feel like you don't love me. I'm scared. See, a conscious being is hearing, I'm scared. I'm calling for love. Not that person is attacking me. They're hearing, I'm scared. So what do? You answer with calm. So defenselessness in action is you disarming a person without even having to discuss it with them. If you do it right, there is no need to process, because there's no longer a grievance, because the person sees you're present and they see that you are recognizing that they have a call for love, and you want them to feel safe in that moment. And it might require at first not saying anything, letting them get everything that they have to get out just the way they need to get it out. Don't jump in and give them your wisdom. And all of a sudden you're telling them everything they should do, everything they should say. What you do is you create a safe space where they feel like they can express themselves exactly how they want to. You practice defenselessness by being the person that's going to remind them that they're safe. They are so safe, they can honestly say exactly how they feel, exactly how they're feeling it. They don't have to talk spiritual. They don't have to talk from the higher mind. At first, They just need to express what they are feeling in the moment, because behind the insane self that's angry, guess what? Behind that self is your real self, your true self, what the Course would call your Christ self, your spiritual self, that knows you're safe and that knows that you are loved. And it's hard sometimes. Haven't you gone off and been angry and lost your temper and got it and just went off? I mean, to embarrassing level off, okay? And then you found that after you did that and you got it all out, you went, well, maybe, I know I went off and maybe there was another way. You see, as soon as you get it completely out, you'll usually go, ooh, I really kind of went overboard that time, didn't I? There's another way I need to look at this. You see what I'm saying? When you correct people, then you are saying they're wrong. And they're not wrong for expressing their feelings in that moment. What we want to watch for, that we don't condone in any kind of way, if at all possible, is physical attack. But words don't have to hurt you. Words hurt you because you give them the power to hurt you. It's not because the other person hurt you. You hurt you by the interpretation you gave of the words that you heard. That's why it's giving us new interpretations. Saying, when the person says, you don't care about me, you are hearing them say, remind me that I matter. When they come back with, you are wrong, what you're hearing is, oh, you're really scared, so I'm going to answer you with some calmness. When somebody says something what you think of as negative about you, and then you react with anger, the Course would say, it's because you believe it. The Course says that the concept you revolt against is the concept you believe the most. So the things somebody says something to you and you find you all messed up over it, then you go through. Thank you for making me aware of some ideas and thoughts within myself that I need to change. Because if I really didn't believe I was stupid, your calling me stupid would have absolutely no effect on me whatsoever. I'm safe. Any questions or comments about that or anything I said so far? Right, I'm looking online. Thank you for all the comments and sharings that I've been getting from people, and for more and more people tuning in. I appreciate that. People here today, I appreciate that. I want to have a good time, but I also really want to be in a world that's safe, and that I'm a means for that love and that safety to come through me. I want to join with people who want to love and want to connect in a loving way that we are all waking up. I want my relationships to be a playground for mutual awakening. That's what I want, because the key is asking for what you want. Don't assume the universe knows what you want. Ask for what you want. So when something upsets you, pause and say, I will not defend against the truth. I'm not going to defend against the truth. The truth is I deserve love. The truth is I am loved. I don't care what's coming at me. I don't have any need to defend that, because the truth is true. So take 3 breaths, and take a breath for you, and then you take a breath for the other person, and then you take a breath for the world. When something upsets you, say, I will not defend against the truth. Take 3 breaths. 1 breath for you, 1 breath for the other person, and 1 breath for the world. See, I want to give very specific things we can do to change our mind. So you will feel your shield begin to drop. If you got enough sanity to stop when you're upset and say, I'm never upset for the reason I think, I don't need to defend against the truth. And then you got nerve enough to say, nerve enough to remember, I'm going to take a breath for me, I'm going to take a breath for them, and I'm going to take a breath for the world. If you could be conscious enough to do that, then you absolutely are going to experience your mood change and your shift, and have a shift in the way that you're feeling. Because when you are angry and you are upset, you're not seeing things clearly. There's no such thing as being angry and upset and feeling jealous and feeling insecure, and you have a correct perception of the experience you're in. How do you know when you're having the correct perception of the experience you're in? You feel peace. What do I need to do? Remember what my purpose is, which is peace, and then ask myself, what can I focus on that could bring more peace in this situation, and what do I need to take my attention off of in order to achieve my goal? Now, if I want to attack you, then I'm going to take what's come up between us as an opportunity to give you the peace of my mind and the attack that I've really been wanting to give you all the time. So my behavior is always showing what my goal is. The Course says you don't answer people in terms of what they want to hear. You answer people in terms of what you want to be true for you. And I went, well, what do you mean? First of all, nobody's hearing anything you're saying. They're only hearing their interpretation of what you're saying. They're only hearing their meaning of what you're saying. So I don't care how clear you're trying to be. If you say the word love to me, I'm going to give it the meaning that I've learned about love, even though you may be giving it another meaning altogether. So it isn't so much how you're going to get other people around you to understand what you're talking about, as are you talking about something you want to remember and you want to make part of your consciousness. That's why you would go, oh, she's mad at me right now, she's scared, and she's calling for love. Why would I want to do that, besides the fact that that's true? I'm building up that state of mind. So I'm going to create a reality where when I'm afraid and I'm going off, I'll attract people who will say, Earl, are you afraid? Come give me a hug. I can see you not seeing something. Why? Because you're going to meet your consciousness. Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. And then you create a world that when you're acting the craziest, instead of people attacking you for going off, they'll want to help you. And they'll have compassion for you, because that's the state of consciousness you have created in yourself by seeing other people's insanity as a call for love and then not defending yourself. Because you don't have anything to prove because you're safe. Jamie, you had your hand up.
Yeah, so is this the same as if it's something internal going on, like you talked about money or pain or something other than a relationship?
It's well, same thing. Yeah.
Same thing.
When I'm glad you said that. We have relationships with everything, right? So whenever I say anything about relationship, I'm talking about your relationship to God, your relationship to your car, your relationship to your feelings. We in relationship with everything. Because some people attack themselves brutally over their finances. Did you know that? Some people attack themselves brutally over their job. It's the same thing. They're on a job that they feel threatened by. They're on a job that they feel like something is happening on the job that threatens their peace. So they feel like it's okay to go off on their coworkers or go off on their supervisor. Why? Because I feel threatened and I feel like I'm going to lose some kind of way. So what they're saying to you is the same thing. I am not recognizing my value right now. So I'm not going to defend. I'm just going to see that call for love. So, I'll say it again. If something upsets you, pause and say, I will not defend against the truth. Take 3 breaths. Who's the first breath for? For myself. Who's the second breath for? The other person. Who's the third breath for? For the world. You can imagine how cool that would be and how healing that would be? It's beautiful. And that kind of truth your ego can't argue with. People who say people are not trustworthy or not loving, if I'm being trustworthy and I'm being loving, then I've blown that whole argument. All it takes is one to blow an argument. If there's one nice, giving, loving person in the world, we all could be. It's a choice. It's a decision, right? So how does it start? It starts with me letting go of my plan and me being open to Spirit's plan. Then the mind goes, well, what is Spirit's plan? One of Spirit's plans is called A Course in Miracles. Are there other spirit forms of the Spirit plan? Yes. There are other teachings, there are other teachers, but the Course in Miracles was made for you. So your plan is this. This is what the Course in Miracles says. Some people say, what is my plan? I'll tell you what it is. If everything else outside you were different, you would be happy. He says that's our plan. Our plan is always, if I can change this person, if I can change this circumstance, if I can change the way this person is acting, if I can change the way this weather is today, if I can change the political parties, if I can change the president, if I can change men, if I can change women, the Course says the ego's plan is always, if this were different, I would be saved. So when it says our plan, it's not talking about, let's say your plan to go to college to be an optometrist. When the Course says our plan, it's talking about the attitude we have toward life that we're going to use to determine what makes us happy. And the average person is, if you were different, I'd be happy. Anybody familiar with that one? Right, and if you don't do it, I'm going to use guilt and anger to get you to do it. That's what the world teaches us, that you get what you want through attack and guilt. So either I'm going to get you to do what I want you to do because I'm withholding my love and I'm angry at you, or I'm going to get you to do what I want you to do. If I'm an unconscious person, I'm going to do it through making you feel so guilty you do it. Or make you feel so guilty you won't ever do that again. Anybody ever use that? I have. Has anybody here ever used anger and guilt in any situation? Anybody? Okay. Do you know if we admit that, it connects us and you feel less guilt? If you feel like you're not the only one that loses your temper sometime, or you're the only one that feels afraid, or you're the only one who doesn't do it right. When you play a teacher role like what I play, it's a challenge because people expect you to be perfect. And they have a tendency to judge you more harshly than anybody. And you're the one that's telling them they're innocent. Right? But a teacher is a learner. And the teacher is guaranteeing that they're going to hear the lesson more than anybody. Because I'm going to hear it every time I say it. But hear ye. Earl Purdy has an ego. Hello? I don't always feel happy and joyful. There are times I feel like the world sucks and everybody in it sucks. Sometime that comes up when I am misperceiving, feeling afraid, like I'm threatened some kind of way, right? So what am I doing? I'm calling for your love. I'm calling for your forgiveness. And if you see anything else other than that happening, do you know the Course says that's why you attract violence and death? He says we attract violence and death because we are misperceiving what's happening in the world, and that the only thing that's happening in the world is a healing of all of us. And sometimes scabs aren't beautiful. But if you don't get one when you cut yourself, you worry. But they're not pretty. You're looking at one big doggone worldwide scab going on right now. There is healing going on in this world right now. Everything that's happening in this world is a healing right now. And so tell yourself, nothing outside me can threaten the peace within me. Nothing outside me can threaten the peace within me. Nothing outside me can threaten the peace within me. Nothing outside me can threaten the peace within me. Nothing outside me can threaten the peace within me. Nothing outside me can threaten the peace within me. Nothing outside me can threaten the peace within me. Nothing outside me can threaten the peace within me. Say it to yourself. Nothing outside me, take a breath, can threaten the peace within me. Nothing outside me can threaten the peace within me. Nothing outside me can threaten the abundance within me. Nothing outside me can threaten the abundance within me. Nothing outside you can threaten the peace within you. Repetition. Nothing outside you can threaten the peace within you. Nothing outside you can threaten the peace within you. Spirit says, relax, beloved. Relax, beloved. Relax, beloved. Relax, beloved. Relax, beloved. Safety is already yours. Relax, beloved. Safety is already yours. Relax, beloved. Safety is already yours. Take a breath, would you please now? Hey. Pass this around for anybody that wants to share. As a full-time teacher of the Course in Miracles, I want to thank those of you especially who've been sharing with me. If you'd like to make a financial expression of appreciation, you can go to my website, earlpurdy.com. You can use Venmo, you can use the Cash App, you can use PayPal or Zelle. All you need is my email address, and my email address is earlpurdy@earlpurdy.com. earlpurdy@earlpurdy.com. If you're wondering what the heck is going on in your life right now and you really want to get some insight about what Spirit wants you to do in the direction of your life that you want to go in right now, or you have some obstacles or some blocks, I'm available for clarity sessions, and I'm available for astrological and numerological readings. In my newsletter, I think it was last week, I did an article on astrology in the Course in Miracles and how it is not challenging to each other looked at correctly. Every time you ask for help, Spirit is giving it to you. So already check out my classes on Facebook and on YouTube Live. I'm also on YouTube Live now, every Sunday, 1 o'clock p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. So we are reaching more and more and more people. And that feels so good. That feels so good. Close your eyes. Take a breath. Take a breath. Let this in. Repeat after me, silently or aloud. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. Take a breath, deep breath. Peace protects me now. Peace protects me now. Peace protects me now. Peace protects me now. Peace protects you now. Peace protects you now. Peace protects you now. Peace protects you now. You walk with the Holy Spirit, the loving right mind. You walk with your loving right mind. That's the Holy Spirit. Is your loving right mind. I walk with my 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 loving right mind. You walk with your 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 loving right mind. We walk with our loving right mind. We walk with our loving right mind. We walk with our loving right mind. Remember, repetition, 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 repetition. Nothing real can be threatened. 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 I am safe because I am loved. I am safe because I am loved. I am safe because I am loved. You are safe because you are 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 loved. You are safe. You are safe. You are safe with me. Everyone in the room, you are safe with me. Everyone, tell yourself, you are safe with me. Everybody in this room, you're safe with me. You are safe with me. You are safe with me. Mighty companions. Listen to this at least 4 times. Take a breath. When you're upset and you're being tempted to attack, take a breath for yourself. Take a breath for the other person or that situation. And take a breath for the world.